The bottom line, it's expensive, okay? For the average person, the cost of land in Franklin, Tennessee is very expensive. However, it's affordable for someone, right? Because people are buying it. And in today's video, what I want to do is look back the past 12 months and show you guys what land has been selling for. And I'm going to break it into 3 different segments. And there's reasons that I'm breaking it into these 3 segments, which I'll tell you as we move along through the video. The first segment is going to be 1 to 4 acre properties. So the cost of land over the last 12 months from 1 to 4 acre properties, the average cost was $580,700. That was for a 2.52 acre property. The average price per acre, a whopping $228,000. Now, I get it. Some of you are probably saying, that's fine, find me an acre and I'll pay $228 for that. You're not going to find one. They're like impossible to find. There were very minimal sales. There's usually the builders and developers are finding them off market before they ever hit. I don't know how, but somehow they're finding them and they're just hard to find. The next acreage size we're going to look at is 5 to 14 acres. The average price, $1,021,000. This is going to be probably the most common size lot that you're going to find here in Franklin. And there's a reason for that. The average size of that lot, 7.48 acres. The average price per acre, $147,000. Woo-wee, Bubba. It's a lot, right? But it's significantly less than the 1 to 4 acre. I mean, that was $228,000. It's, I don't know, $80,000 less. That's not bad. And the chance of you finding a 5 to 14 acre lot in Franklin are much higher than that 1 to 4 acre lot range. And that's the problem though, right? If the average price is $1,021,000 and that's usually the size lot you're gonna find, most people aren't gonna have $1 million to spend on buying just a lot. Then you're gonna have, even if you build a modest size home, it's gonna be like $1 million to be able to do all the site prep and driveway and get whatever house. So now you're 2 million in. You really need 3 or 4, honestly. So, I mean, it's expensive. I mean, not to everybody, but it's expensive. The next lot size we're gonna look at is 15 to 30 acres. And the average price for one of those over the last 12 months, $2,047,000. Yep, you heard me right. Average size, 18.89 acres though. That's pretty sweet. I lived on 9 and I didn't really feel like it was enough. 18, that's starting to get better. I still don't think it's enough, unfortunately, depending on what you want to do. But 18.89 is not bad. The average price per acre, $101,000. Imagine that. I mean, land here in Franklin is expensive. You see what I'm saying? I was recently with a friend. We were hunting on his land, which is about an hour from where I live in Thompson Station. And it's in the middle of nowhere. So first of all, before I say this, it's in the middle of nowhere. There's like no schools, there's no shopping, there's nothing. And the price they paid for that, and it's been a couple years, or maybe like a year. I can't remember the exact timeline, but he paid $5,000 per acre for that. This here in Franklin, $101,000 an acre. I'm sure that price goes down as you get up, but I'm telling you, at some point, it stops going down. People know what they have and they just charge a lot for it. And another thing, the developers and the builders are all over these lots as well. It's hard to buy them because they want to buy them and build a house and make money. All right. I didn't introduce myself. Guys, my name is Matt Bogosian. I'm a real estate agent here in the Franklin, Tennessee area. I actually live in Thompson Station. I have personally bought land and built a home, and I've helped many clients do the same thing. And if it's something you're interested in, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description below. But before you do that, and before you go, I wanna talk about some things that I think you really need to know about if you're considering buying land in Middle Tennessee, but especially in Williamson County. The first thing I want to talk about is zoning and the 5 acre minimum to build. In many of the rural and unincorporated areas of Williamson County, in fact, all of them, you need a minimum of 5 acres to be able to build a home on. You can't buy 1, 2 acres, 3 acres. They're not going to let you do it. Unless there's some crazy reason it got grandfathered in or something I don't know about. I never want to say never, but I'm just telling you guys there's a rule in place in Williamson County where you need a minimum of 5 acres in all the rural and unincorporated areas. So just know that. That's very important. I would hate for you to start thinking that you're going to buy an acre or 2 acres somewhere outside of city limits and then go and do it only to find out that you can't do anything with it. So don't make that mistake. The next thing I want to talk about is Greenbelt status. If you buy a piece of property that is 15 acres or larger, it might qualify for being in the Greenbelt. And if it does qualify, you get a pretty significant tax savings on that property. You don't pay as much taxes on that property as you would if it was 14 acres or less. The last thing and most important thing I want to talk about is septic. Williamson County's septic department or waste department is one of, if not the strictest in the state of Tennessee. They are very strict. They require a primary septic field A and then a backup septic field B. So you need to know that. And you also need to know that if you do go to buy land and they say that they have a letter from a soil scientist and they're calling that an approval, it's not in fact an actual approval from the state of Tennessee. It is just a letter from a scientist saying, hey, we found a site that we found suitable. You still need to submit that and wait 12 to 18 months for the state of Tennessee to tell you if they're going to approve it or not. So that's just something important to know. So guys, just remember, land is a limited resource. They're not making any more of it, especially in Franklin. Every single day, somebody else is writing a contract on a piece of land here, and they are starting to build a home. And that means that is one less piece of land that you can build your dream home on. Guys, I appreciate you watching. My name is Matt Bogosian. I'm a real estate agent here in the Franklin, Tennessee area. I would love to help you purchase your next piece of land or home here in Middle Tennessee. I consider myself a land expert and a residential home expert. I've done it all. So if you do in fact want to talk to me, I'll leave a link down in the description below that takes you to my calendar. And from there, you can book a day and time that works for you to jump on a call.